about losing sponsors? Aren't you worried about, losing sales for your job and this and that, and people not buying, product that you provide? No, I'm not. I'm really not. I'm not worried about any of that, because the few people who go out of their way to say they are offended by me having an opinion, they weren't going to buy anyway. They weren't going to be a follower. They were never going to be a supporter. So why am I worried about that? The people who actually follow and the people who actually support are the ones who appreciate the honesty. They appreciate people being real. I've always been the way I've always been. I always delved into, the politics, the religion. I've always got into the controversial topics. Mostly A, because I have an opinion about it, and B, because I know it's me being a real human being. It's me being authentic. It's not me looking like I'm just strictly a business trying to sell things all the time to people. It's just me talking about real life. It's real situations. And that's one of the biggest mistakes people do, is they start caring too much. And I find myself doing it too. I'm getting better at it, but most times people care too much about being judged, about what other people think. They're going to lose, a couple of sales in the short term, but yet they don't realize they're gaining, dozens more followers or dozens more committed buyers, because they feel connected to you, because you're more authentic, because you're more real than somebody who's just posting, constant, well put together videos, very politically correct and all this. I honestly believe that people don't relate to that very well. People want to see real life. They want to see your food pictures. They want to see, the times when you struggle. They want to see, the times when you're angry, the times when you're happy. They want to see it all, and because they can relate to it. We can't relate to somebody who's constantly posting, oh, look at this sweet trip I went on. I'm on a private jet, first class this, first class that. Oh, don't you wish you were me? Nobody relates to that. That just pisses people off. Nobody wants to see that. Most people, I should say, don't want to see that. The 100%, you got to stay positive attitude. I agree. You want to try to stay positive as much as you can, but let's be real. Nobody on this earth can be positive 100% of the time. And the people who only post positive stuff, they're not authentic. They're not being real. I'm going to tell you, bowling is a struggle. Trying to get better is a struggle. Trying to win tournaments is a struggle. Trying to not screw up mentally is an absolute horrific struggle. But it is life, and that is authentic. And by me showing and sharing my struggles with you, as well as sharing my opinions about, different political parties and everything else, people can relate to that. You don't have to like it, but at least it's real. The amount of positives that come out of being real is leaps and bounds higher than the amount of negatives that come from people who are offended. So it doesn't even weigh out. It's overbalanced in the side of positives than it is the negatives. So I'm not even worried about those select few who are maybe calling Lee and saying, did you see what JR posted, or did you see what JR said about this or that? For those of you who are worried about, posting your opinion or posting about stuff so much, I made a post the other day that said I'm going to stop posting because I keep getting the negativity. That ain't true. I ain't never going to stop posting about it. I'll slow down on specific topics, because now it's just getting too far overblown. It's getting out of hand. It's not even worth talking about anymore. But for the most part, I'll keep diving into controversy. I'll keep diving into all that. I'll be real. I'll be honest about it all. And I'll give you my opinion. My opinion's not always right, but at least it's real. If you're trying to build a brand, if you're trying to get your name out there, get people to know you, get people to understand that, hey, I'm working on building my own brand. I'm trying to be a better bowler. I'm trying to get on staff. Then you need to post, and post often. You need to make videos, and make videos often. I don't make enough. This is my first step to making more. I'm going to be doing more random stuff like this, because I need to personally post enough that people can relate to. People can relate to this video. People can relate to this conversation, because they say that I know there's thousands, if not millions, of people out there who have said the same thing. Like, I feel like I can't post anything because people get so offended. Well, don't worry about those people that are being offended, because those people weren't going to be, of any use to you anyway. The people who support it are the ones who are going to be of use. So don't be looking at the results of how many people like your post. Don't be looking at the comments on it. Don't be looking at the views, because eventually it's all going to turn into a lot more for you down the road. If you want to really see how people feel about this, or how one person, go look up Gary Vaynerchuk. He'll tell you exactly a lot of the same stuff on his page, and he'll be able to explain the entire thing, because he says the same thing. Although he says you should be making anywhere from 50 to 100 pieces of content a day. I don't know how that's possible. I can't even make 5 or 6 a day, let alone 50 or 60 or 50 to 100. So I don't know. Just post as much as you can, do as much as you can, and that'll help you gain some social media following, YouTube following, Instagram following, all that good stuff.